Hi, good morning everyone. Let's get started with our next topic, which is what is a transaction in SAP? A database transaction is a sequence of SQL statements that the database system treats as a single unit. Take note that it's a single unit. Okay, so a transaction brings the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. If a transaction is, say for example, is interrupted in between for whatever reason, power failure, system failure, program failure, whatever reason it is interrupted, it should be able to roll back till the consistent state. Okay, so that is called a transaction in an SAP. So anything else is happening, so whatever happens, it happens as a single unit. So this is one unit, this is another unit. So up to that particular unit, transaction is consistent. Okay, so transaction is a sequence of SQL statements that the database system treats as a unit. A transaction brings the database from one consistent state to another consistent state. And if a transaction is interrupted in between, then the database system returns the database to the state it was in before the transaction began. So whatever happened in between is rolled back. Okay, so if anything in between it is interrupted, it has to be rolled back to make sure that the system is in consistent state once we bring it up again. Okay, so when you log on to a database, the database system opens the first transaction, and a transaction is always completed by either a commit statement or a rollback statement. So when a transaction is successfully concluded with a commit, all of the data changes are retained. Okay, if there is no commit here, whatever happened will be rolled back. So if a transaction is ended with a rollback or terminated in any other way, the database system reverses all the system changes made during the transaction. So both commit as well as rollback, they open a new transaction implicitly. Okay, the transaction manager of the database system ensures, among other things, that parallel transactions from multiple database sessions are processed correctly and deliver the same results as they would if processed sequentially. So even if the sessions are in parallel, it doesn't matter. Okay, the output will be same as if they were processed in sequence. Since completing transaction can access the same database objects, the database system user locks to isolate individual transactions. Okay, so there are locks, there are changes, there are commit and rollback, but the main objective is that any transaction before or after, it has to be in a consistent state. So that is most important thing. So transaction is a sequence of activity, but after that it is done, the system has to be in consistent state. That is the extremely important, irrespective of what database SAP is running on. That is the primary requirement for any database and for SAP. So that is pretty much I wanted to cover in this particular topic. Thank you for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.